Hey, it's Jen.
And it's Lindsey. Hey.
And we're here with EO Real Talk. And Lindsey, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I have a double dog dare for you. I dare you to yell the F word out on camera.
I'm ready.
Okay, go for it.
It's a family show, but I'm ready. The word is failure. We're going to talk about how to fail today, especially how to fail at business and how to fail at the doTERRA. You guys ready for the number one way to fail at doTERRA? Jen, take it away.
Not using your oils.
Don't use them. Don't touch them. Let them collect dust. That's helpful if you want to fail. Don't ever open them. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's another thing. Being too busy to open your oils.
Or not taking the time to figure out which ones could help a situation that you're going through.
Yeah, just ignore them.
Don't do that.
Just be too busy for them. You'll for sure fail.
What about don't go to or look at any doTERRA education scientific events online or in person. Don't do that.
That's a good one. Don't show up.
No.
Don't show up. Because you might learn how to use your oils there and get the feel for what the company is, and then you might have to use your oils.
Oh, and that would blow number one right out of the water.
That would ruin number one. So don't go to any doTERRA events.
No, stay clear of those.
And it can be online too. Giving up too easy.
Yeah, just give up. Just be like, you know what? I tried this for approximately 46 days and it did not work for me. And I'm not vacationing in the Bahamas after 46 days. And so I'm done.
It doesn't work.
Scam.
It doesn't work. I hear that one the most. It didn't work for me. You guys, my first year of doTERRA, I did approximately 3 classes, which nobody attended. And I kept going. So here we are. Funny enough, I didn't make a whole lot of money that first year. So yeah, if you want it to not work, just give up really easy.
Give up real easy, guys.
Another one is treat it like a hobby.
Oh yeah. Do not put in any more time to your business than you would to, I don't know, hand carving spoons.
I do that hours a day.
I don't know. Why did that pop in my head? Who hand carves spoons? I don't know.
Yeah,
send help.
Just don't put too much time into it. And if you do, you might be successful. So you got to be careful not to be consistent. So just make sure you're pulling back and not giving too much time into it. And expect instant results.
Yes, if you are not seeing like several commas in your bank account after 46 days, this is not the place for you.
Yeah, you need to quit for sure.
Yes, that ties into the quitting one.
And never change things up. Keep doing what's not working.
Never adapt.
Like if you're trying to sell to the same neighbor over and over, keep doing that. Because otherwise you might be successful.
And only talk about one oil at a time, or like monotone, never change.
Yeah. Also, if you don't want to get better at this, don't ask anybody who is successful at this what they're doing, because that would definitely decrease your odds of failing. Don't work with any mentors or coaches ever.
Okay, I'm going to start off with my own personal story of failures. For the last 10 years, I have been an entrepreneur, creating businesses from nothing, starting from scratch, doing all of the research on how to make it profitable, how to package it, how to ship it, how to make it. I owned a jewelry company where we were hand making each piece of jewelry. Our heart and souls went into it. I had 2 other business partners. And in the last year and a half, it has just, you guys, fallen apart. It's been so sad. It's been devastating. I've called you for advice many times. Ultimately, that and a couple other businesses, we've just had to sell off for parts, and it feels
like you're failing.
Yes, it feels, I don't know, like failure. Like the F word. Holy F words. So, the reason why I am loving the doTERRA business model compared to what I've been doing for the last 10 years is because it doesn't feel as hard. Let me explain that. It's a lot of work, okay? But it's not shipping. I don't know why shipping is so hard. It is.
Well, if you've ever interacted with anybody that works at a post office, you know why I don't want to go there.
You guys. And then waiting in line or whatever with your kids, it just is It is demoralizing.
Like, you go to the post office, and that's when all the kids have to pee.
Yes, and then you lose your place in line.
And they don't have bathrooms
and
there.
And everybody is grumpy that's in line, that works there. I don't know what it is about there. We should pump some cheer in there. Something.
Yes.
Anyway, the shipping, I thought was a nightmare. And luckily, my business partners, for the most part, handled that. And then having the right inventory, like keeping the inventory in stock and like guessing what's going to sell and guessing what's not going to sell. And then sometimes having to eat the cost of things that you thought were going to sell that didn't, and it didn't work out. And then what about advertising all of your new products and all, like putting it together, doing the photo shoots. That it takes a ton of time and a ton of resources to do that. And you have to basically go to the University of YouTube to figure out how to do any of those things, unless you got your degree in like silversmithing and marketing and shipping.
So you didn't get your degree?
I didn't. Elementary education all the way. So speaking of that, what I get to focus on in doTERRA is not shipping or inventory or customer service. It's teaching. And sharing what I love, how these gifts of the earth, which is what doTERRA means, they actually really work, how they're working, the ones that are working for me and for my family. So I turn to Jenn all the time for business coaching because she is very successful with doTERRA, top enroller, top ranks. I am getting there slowly but surely because it's not a get rich quick scheme. Nope. Despite what you may hear on the internet, it's not. It actually does take a lot of hard work, but it is easier than staying in line at the post office, figuring out what's going to sell, making the stuff, all the things that I've been doing for the last 10 years. So let's talk about it.
I want to ask you a question. When you started your jewelry company, and I don't know if you mind answering this.
We'll see.
How much did you have to invest in materials, machines, equipment to get going with that?
We have thousands and thousands of dollars.
So it was in the thousands of dollars range, yes. Right? You know, I started doTERRA at the same time that my husband started a business, and he was investing thousands of dollars into his business. And his business is actually successful. He does well. I out-earn him. I'm not competitive or anything, but I'm just really proud of my doTERRA business, right? Like, and his business is awesome, but you guys, he has had to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into computer programming. I had to start with paying $150 to get my own set of oils. And it always breaks my heart when I hear people tell me this doesn't work, because I am here to tell you that it does.
It does.
And I've never seen, you know, you'll see those things of why I quit doTERRA or why doTERRA doesn't work. And I've never seen it from a credible source, from someone who's actually made money with doTERRA. And as somebody who has been successful with doTERRA and has helped, I want to say hundreds of people be successful with doTERRA, like to the tune of they're making a really good income, enough to maybe make their car payment or make their house payment, you know, through people who are like, I have $1 million earner that I've helped coach. And it's really frustrating when I see these people who weren't successful souring doTERRA's name, because I have been successful and I know how possible it is. And one thing that I love is it's an Art Jonak quote. And it says, if you knew, and I'm going to probably butcher it or botch it a little bit, but if you knew how amazing your residual income was, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. So I want to talk real briefly about my experience with a residual income and how it's blessed my life. You guys, life sucks sometimes. The hardest things happen in life. I recently did a presentation for my team in Malaysia, and I hadn't opened the presentation that I was giving in like 3 or 4 years. And what was interesting is when I created that presentation 4 years ago, I mentioned all of the difficult things that I had been through in my life up to that point and how doTERRA had been a blessing. I saw that presentation and I'm like, that was child's play. Life got so much harder for me in the last 4 years. You know, on there I had like, I moved, or, you know, I don't even know, pregnancy, being pregnant with twins, child's play, people, child's play. Because since that 4 years ago that I gave that presentation about...
You've had some real hard
I've
stuff.
had hard things happen. My husband was in a very serious snowboarding accident that landed him in the ICU. And I remember sitting in the ICU with him, and I was like, oh my gosh, neither of us are missing work today because we both work from home and neither of us are going to see a pause in our income. And he was in the hospital for 5 days. He couldn't walk. He couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom. I had to be his, like,
tell me more.
His little nurse, right? I'm like, here's your urinal, right? And I'm just thinking, as I'm handing him this urinal, I'm still making money right now. This is amazing. And it's not because I'm a CNA. Like, I was still making money. And then things got real hard a year ago when I had a very difficult pregnancy that landed me in the hospital for a couple of weeks and then ultimately ended up in the passing of my baby. And I just remember thinking, what would I do if I didn't have this residual income right now? Because the story is very complicated. Basically, I gave birth to my son while I was on vacation. While I was on vacation, I was told, you can no longer travel. You can't go home right now. It would not be a good idea for you. Certainly would not be a good idea for him. And I was out of town and I thought, what a blessing my residual income is because I don't have to send my husband away to work somewhere. Like, it got us through some of the most tricky times. So when I see those posts about why doTERRA doesn't work, it breaks my heart because you guys, it works. It's still working. So we can tell you some tips for failure if that's what you want, or we can show you how to make it work.
Yeah.
And
what should I be doing?
You know, honestly, the best thing to be doing is, first of all, use your oils. Get confident in them because the more you like something, the more you're going to shout it from the rooftops and tell everybody.
That is so true, right? When you love something, you're like, oh, yeah. But let me tell you about this new thing that it could be anything.
It could be the person that does your hair. It could be the salt cave that you just went to. It could be a restaurant.
It could be the magnetic eyelashes. I just got new ones.
Yeah.
Jen. I just got new ones.
I like those.
Yeah, they're just little wispies on the end.
Yeah, but you're excited to tell people. So start using that product and then share. I'm not going to get into like all the nitty gritty of building your business because if that interests you and you want to know more, let's work together. Yeah. Because I have all that stuff outlined and ready to go. And again, in the interest of this not being, 6 hours, I'm not going to go through all the details of it. But just know this, doTERRA is very simple. Not easy, simple.
And that is what is so attractive to me at this point in my own business journey is I've done all the complicated stuff with all of the expensive equipment and now this equipment that we need to unload and inventory that did and didn't sell and the post office, you know how we feel about that. And just kind of keeping up with that. You don't have to do that here. It is so nice.
You literally send them to doTERRA's website. They're going to order and you get the credit for it. It's like amazing. Someone else is doing all the hard work, which is incredible. So, doTERRA, I'm just going to give you some brief highlights of why I like doTERRA. First of all, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Those rarely work. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. doTERRA has a very strong compensation plan. Their compensation plan is very generous, and one thing that helps doTERRA to be successful is they are a product-driven.
Okay, I found this on the web for is very generous, and one thing which helps.
Siri?
What the heck?
Anyway, so doTERRA has their compensation plan is just very generous and it works. It breaks my heart when people tell me that this doesn't work and then they put negative media out there. I'm like thinking, you're hanging with the wrong crowd because I hang with hundreds of people that do very well with this. All it is so truly, anybody can do this. Yeah. You do need to be committed. Some people get frustrated. Well, I'm feeling discouraged. Well, because you're treating this like a hobby. Right. That's going to be your number one way to fail, not succeed, is treat this like a hobby. Like, imagine that you own this bakery and you only open it like 3 days a month and you're not quite sure when those days are going to be. How well is your bakery going to do? So if you're going to put that same attitude in your doTERRA business, you will fail. And then we can put you in contact with the people who create why doTERRA doesn't work, even though it does.
I have lots of business ideas that will fail. If you're looking for something that will fail, please message me.
But doTERRA does work. So we're here to help answer any questions. What questions do you have about the doTERRA business? Because I know that I would love to continue chatting with you. And Lindsey is a really great resource as well, especially as somebody who has been doing doTERRA. And with those months that you put in the effort, your volume explodes. Yes. It's incredible. Your sales explode.
I I'm choosing to look at the things that have failed for me as really clearing the path for something that I can do that I am more passionate about, and also that I like the business model better. Because you can say that doTERRA is hard, but compared to what I've been doing, it is a lot easier.
Yeah, and you like to go on vacation every summer.
I do like to go on vacation.
You go home to your parents' house.
Yes, for a month.
Maybe that's not home. Maybe your home is home. But you go for a
No,
month.
at home.
And your other businesses, I know, they like halt or stop.
Yeah, and it's an issue. Like, who's gonna make the handmade stuff if I'm out of town, or it's just and with business partners, it's hard to, I don't know, you don't ever want to feel like you're making somebody do something they don't want to do. I don't know. It's tricky. It's so tricky.
But when doTERRA, like, let's say they have a month where they do a BOGO, buy one, get one free, you can do that just as well from the lake house as you can.
Yeah, I actually took a picture of myself doing BOGOs or whatever, sitting on the back porch of my parents' lake house.
Yeah, you can do your business.
That's a perk. It's
a total
so good.
perk. I've done business from the hospital a few times, and I'm always like,
I'm having more fun though.
yeah, you for sure. Well, I mean, like, I have done, I have worked from a number of beautiful beaches. All right, so if you guys want to learn more about this business and see if it would be a good fit for you,
I do.
Awesome. Okay, call me.
Okay, call me.
There is a link down in the descriptions that is going to take you to a landing page where you can fill out a brief amount of info.
I'm going to act out what you say. Fill out a brief amount of info.
And then you're going to have a call with either myself or Lindsey.
Which is basically like having a call with Jen.
Except Lindsey's more entertaining than I am. Guaranteed a few more laughs.
Not true. Carry on.
And you can chat with one of us, and we will help you decide if doTERRA is right for you. Or you can talk to one of the angry elves that's failed at this. It's up to you. You can totally decide what's best for you. But in all seriousness, we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting a little failure advice. Hey, we want to hear from you in the comments, obviously, and we'd love to work with you. Shoot us a message in the link in the description.
The description.
Like,
not
subscribe.
the comments. It's not in the comments. It's in the description.
Yeah, we get that confused sometimes.
I learned.
Bye-bye.